Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Four Horsemen Studios action figure review on the ToyLanta 2025 exclusive Artillery Team Leader ATL-25. I gotta give a big thanks to the Four Horsemen Studios and ToyLanta for making this review possible and sending out this early sample my way to review for you guys. All opinions are of my own, and I will also be at ToyLanta at the end of March 28th to the 30th. I hope to see you guys there. I'll have a table, and I'm going to have some Street Humans Alago alien heads. Yeah, so I'm going to have some heads that will fit onto this figure, and I think that would be a cool way to celebrate, as well as some unpainted prototype heads that are going to be scaled for the 7-inch figure right over here. So I can't wait for that. And I'm excited to be there, man. Now, the packaging right here for this ATL-25 looks pretty sweet. I like how the image wraps around. And then on the back, we have a nice product shot. And then there's some credits over there. If you want to read that, pause it right now. Then the image drops around on the side. And then you can see a read-up over on this side. If you want to read it and pause it right now. Not much more on the top. Window creeps up to the top. Not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And if you're trying to get this exclusive figure, well, you can do so at ToyLanta. But if you're trying to get your other Four Horsemen Studio figures, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's the Artillery Team Leader ATL-25 out of the packaging. And damn, this thing does look cool. A lot of paint apps throughout on this figure. I really do like the accessories a lot. A lot of display options going on over here, which I think is pretty damn badass. And a lot of accessories, like I just mentioned. So let's get a closer look at those accessories, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So aside from the 3 head sculpts, here are all the other accessories that we get with the figure. Well, aside from the other set of interchangeable arms right here, which I think is very cool. You get 3 sets of hands, no fist hands, and then all of these weapons. And I gotta mention, I wish the Four Horsemen included a little instruction sheet, because it did take a minute to figure out what the hell I was supposed to do with some of these things. You get these 4 little clear pegs right over here, which are helpful for weapon storage, and we'll talk about that. Well, actually, we can talk about that right now. You get this little accessory right here that you could plug into the back, and you could use that to store the shield, or you could store weapons on it. You know, you get these little peg thingies that you could plug right in there, and then you get this smaller gun, which looks pretty damn cool. I think everything looks really cool. Little details right over here. It's not the same color as the rest of the gun, where you can see these purplish metallic bolts right there, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, you can see how it has a hole on the side, and you can just port it in right over there for storage, or you could configure it in a different way if you want to. Now you get shoulder pads. By the way, you'd want to heat up the back of the figure, leave these cool, and then they'll port in nicely, and you kind of want to heat up the whole figure overall. There's a lot of paint going on over here, but these look really nice. They have a little bit of weathering to it. Backpack itself looks really badass. I really dig this. Get some ports on the side, a lot of nice paint. The big old gun that has this huge clip right over here that you could plug into the back, and it just ports in nicely like so, and then you get this big old guy. And now this doesn't come attached, so I had to like spend a minute figuring out, oh, what the hell do I do with this thing? But yeah, you just port that in there. I think it looks really good. This big old powerhouse of a gun. Yeah, totally works for a ATL-25. I really like the details on this. This is my favorite weapon the figure comes with, or my favorite accessory anyway. This looks really, really cool. Damn, the design of it, the way the paint applications came out, the sculpt of it, very, very awesome gun. I don't know if they reused this before. The body mold of the figure has been reused, but I don't know if the weapons have been reused. I don't have nearly enough Cosmic Legions to know. You get 3 sets of hands. You can see we have the open hands right here with the little buttons painted nicely with the silver. You get a different hinge system right over here for the gun holding hands with the trigger fingers, and then you get these weapon holding hands that have the same horizontal hinge. A little bit of flakiness going on with the paint, as you can see on my fingers over here. And then you get the bare arms looking really good. So I like the flesh tone. Looks pretty good. And you have interchangeable forearms with this figure too. I'm not going to do a demonstration. They recommend heating them up, but I did not have to heat up these shoulders at all. I wish they had bicep swivels, by the way. But yeah, definitely I had to heat up the forearms. That was trickier. You get this strap, which I didn't really like to use so much. But there you go. Looks like you could sneak a weapon right here through this little loop piece. And then you get this gun, which I really dig how it's covered in camo paint. and you get some nice silver paint apps on it too. Everything's nicely detailed with this figure. You cannot remove the ammo though, but you get that whole port for storage once again. And then you get this blunt weapon right here. I don't know, it looks like something out of Star Wars or something, but I think that looks pretty cool. I like it. Nice electric staff zapper alien weapon thingy. Looks pretty cool. And then you get this shield, and I do like the shield a lot. The shield is pretty damn neat. And you get a couple of display options. You have the port right over here. You have the option to go ahead and use this thing, which I actually forgot I plugged it into the back of this, but you have that handle right over here, so you could plug this into it, and then you could have him hold it just like that. Or you could take this apart and you could give yourself a smaller shield and use this piece right over here and just plug that in, match the shape, and then you could just go ahead and port that onto his forearm like so. So that works. Or you could go ahead and put the whole shield back together and take this off, port this on right here, and then port this back on right there. And then now you can port this onto the forearm if you want to do that instead of having him hold it. So you got options. I really like how this shield came out though. Looks really good, man. So here's a look at the first head sculpt, and I think this is a unique human head sculpt. I don't think they've made this head sculpt for another figure, but I do think this looks really good. Nice subtle paint apps right over here. I like the flesh tone. My biggest gripe with this head though is that it does feel like it's a little on the big side. I do have the Legions Con 2024 exclusive 2-pack, and this human looking head right here fits on this, I think, a little bit better. You know, it's just like comparing the two heads right here. I don't know, do they look like they're the same size to you? I just feel like this doesn't look as big, you know, and it's not because of the beard, you know. Anyway, it does come with two other heads. You get this alien helmet head, and we've seen a similar head to that from Legions Con and some other figures. It does have a transparent piece of plastic right here, and I do like the color choices. The tan and the brown and the green all works really well. So I'm liking how that looks. And then you have this other alien head. Also has that clear piece of plastic right there so you can see, I guess that's a camera lens? I'm not sure exactly, or maybe that's an alien eye. But yeah, it does look pretty cool. Out of the three heads, I don't know which one is exactly my favorite. I'm not 100% settled on it. Oh yeah, and then to compare it to the Legions Con one right there, you can see the similarities, right? But looking at the rest of the figure, you can see with these arms, we get this nice textured kind of canvasy denim pattern right over here. You know, I really like it, and it has some subtle paint applications in there too. The whole figure has subtle paint applications, like on the armor over here. Everything, it even has like a little border on the letters, which is really nice. I like that. And then you can see all the buttons are painted out, nicely detailed. The forearms look really good. I love how they have that tanned wash right over there, and the bolts and everything. These screws are painted. Back of the figure looks really good right over here. And then you get some more ports. You get ports right here on the hip too, and then all these pouches and everything throughout. These clips and everything painted with immaculate detail. And then the camo itself looks really nice on this figure too. I really dig that. Nice looking knee pads right over here. And this is made out of soft material. We'll go over the articulation in just a moment, but I like that leathery texture that we're getting right there on the boots. And then we get some nice looking treads right over here, along with peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So again, while I do recommend heating everything up, you don't really have to articulate the figure, but I still recommend it. Now we just get a ball joint for the head, so you can only look up that much, look down that much, turn side to side, and it'll pivot a bit. You don't have any butterfly joints, but you can move the shoulders up and outward just a little bit above the 90-degree mark, barely, and then they move in, and you could rotate a full you gotta spread them out a little bit so you don't hit that shoulder section right over there of this plate. And then no bicep swivel, but you do get a swivel at the elbow, bends only at 90 degrees right over there, and then the wrist turns side to side, and then these have the vertical hinge and the other two have the horizontal hinge. No mid-torso cut, but you do have the ball joint right here at the waist, and you can see it's a dumbbell joint in there, so it'll crunch forward just a tiniest bit, back, rotate, and pivots. Damn, it's windy outside. And then I feel like the legs are fairly loose on the figure, but you can still, you know, it stands just fine and everything. But yeah, it'll do the splits right here and kick forward pretty far, back a bunch. upper thigh cut in there, single jointed knees that meets at the 90-degree mark, rotates at the knee, and then you get ankles that move down. They do move up, and it has beautiful ankle pivot. There's also a neck joint right here that turns side to side. It just swivels at the neck, though. It's not a ball joint. Now switching the head, putting some shoulder pads and the backpack on here, which I didn't mention. You can rotate the shoulder pads. But to measure out this ATL-25, you can see that it is standing a little bit over the 7-inch mark, not quite 7.5 inches. Then here's our ToyLanta exclusive next to the Legions Con 2024 exclusive 2-pack figures, and you can see a lot of stuff reused from this body mold over here, which was not originally used for this exclusive 2-pack set. It was from another Cosmic Legions figure, but you can see the similarities. There's differences, of course, you know, the belt isn't the same, but yeah, a lot of reuse going on over here with this figure, which I'm not surprised. And here's ATL-25 next to another Cosmic Legions figure, which I don't remember its name, but I really like this one. This bug creature alien thing. And then I guess this is technically a Mythic Legion. This is Poxus right over here. I guess I'm just showing it off because I'm so stoked to finally complete the four Horsemen figures. And then for no particular reason, here is the ATL-25 with the human head compared to the G.I. Joe Classified Series Roadblock. Then here's the Artillery Team Leader next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. Ooh, space military guy. Too bad your alien weapons won't work on me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to show some love by simply clicking that like button. And if you want to see more content coming your way, I do have more for Horsemen figure reviews. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to support this content and participate in the perks, well, I recommend you hit that join button. We have an after party tomorrow. And I gotta say, this is a pretty damn cool figure. I really like this. I really like having the interchangeable parts. That actually kicks up the fun factor for me big time with this kind of figure. I really like having the different display options, and I really like how the colors came out on this figure. I have never really seen Four Horsemen do a military styled figure like this before. Like alien military kind of figures, but not like a straight up human type military figure with still a bit of an alien design element to it. And I think it's actually really cool. I really do like it. I think the colors came out really good. I like how there's details throughout. So the paint applications, the sculpt, aside from the human head, I think being just a little bit too large, I think do look great. But the articulation, I wish the Four Horsemen would incorporate double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. That does frustrate me a bit. So I wish we had that with the articulation. There's no cut in the torso at all. So for that, you know, I'm kind of like, all right, I expected that. I know that the Four Horsemen, you know, don't have the most as far as articulation. So it's not like I was expecting it, but still wish for it, you know? Is that fair enough? Can I wish for something, huh? Is that okay? Anyway, with this being an exclusive priced at $50, man, not a bad deal at all. At that price point, I'm going to give this ATL-25 a Sud rating of... I love it! And I'd like to know what you guys think. And again, I hope to see you over there at ToyLanta at the end of the month. So I'm very much looking forward to it. Again, hope to see you guys there. And thanks again to the Four Horsemen and ToyLanta for making this review possible. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. I will catch you guys later. Peace!
That's crispy.
This has a transparent piece of plastic. This does have a transparent piece. Bleh. This. Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Your face,